praising their season and wanting the Warriors to win it all.
What more do you want me to say?
No,
That last bit. No, that last. Come on, Lachlan, wake up.
Last week, both myself and Kempy were saying that we reckon they'd win the whole thing, Melbourne. Very next game, what do? They lay a turd. Absolute turd.
They could get to the grand final for sure. They'll finish in the top 4. So well done. That's all I'll say, and that's a lot. Come on.
We'll take that.
You would never say all that about the Broncos, would you?
No. I'm happy to accept that and put a full stop at the end of that.
Welcome to the DSPN.
Team New Zealand's in trouble.
He's done it again, Ricky Herbert.
The Devlin Sports Podcast Network.
Welcome to the podcast, people. Martin, Devlin, Lachlan Waugh. We are the DSPN, bringing you a podcast/show every day during the week. Lands around about 4 o'clock. If you're listening on Rover, wherever you get your favourite podcast, welcome and thank you for supporting us. You get the whole show here on the DSPN YouTube channel. We like to take that show and we isolate and we separate so that you can sit and watch at your viewing leisure and pleasure, but it isn't in one big complete package. Doesn't really matter anyway, does it? As long as you're liking it and as long as you're subscribing to it. Now, we want 10,000 subscribers. We've been chasing this target since the start of the year. We've got 200 and something to go. So if you do enjoy what you're looking at and what you're listening to, hit that subscribe button. Tell somebody else about it and get us to 10,000 as soon as possible. We would love you for that. Today on the show, Big League Tuesday, it is Tony Kemp joining us to look back at the NRL round and especially Lecker the Wrecker and that brilliant try. I watched it again yesterday 3 times, enjoyed it so much. We're going to play Glass Half Full 6 again, where we tackle 6 separate topics about the NRL. And Murray Mexted joins us as well, just to look back at the French series with the All Blacks. And Mex says, look, he reckons that most commentators, most analysts have got it completely wrong, that they're misreading what they are seeing and learning from this series. He can't explain all of that. We begin the show the same way every single day.
Marty Sermons, brought to you by WebWonks. Generate online leads with WebWonks. Doctors for your Google data.
We live in an amazing, amazing world, and it's wasted on the crappiest generation of just spoiled idiots.
Thing I like most about the NRL, every weekend it makes me look like a complete git. Every week we dedicate Tuesday's show to mostly rugby league and the NRL, and every week I think, yep, I got it. These are your best teams. This is what's going to happen. And then every weekend it laughs in my face and out pops a Melbourne versus Manly result. The Storm went into that game having won 6 in a row. They were at home versus a very inconsistent Sea Eagles side. Last week both myself and Kempy were saying that we reckon they'd win the whole thing, Melbourne. Very next game, what do? They lay a turd. Absolute turd. Raiders, at least we can count on them. That's win 8 on the bounce. 8. Dogs are playing like the All Blacks. Scratchy as, but they're still winning. Panthers have won 6 in a row. None of us should sound surprised at that. It was always going to happen at some stage, wasn't it, during the season, you'd think. Broncos had the bye, but they've won 5 on the trot, so dangerous, but still not proven when it matters most. I retain big doubts around their mettle, their character, their will to want to win it all. The Sharks, though, looking more like the side that a lot of us think they should be. They've just had 2 crucial wins over the Dolphins and the Roosters, 2 sides they're also battling top 8 with. Dolphins, I can't read at all. They're like the moody teenager of this comp. One week, everything is so brilliant. They put on 50 points, they clean their room without asking, they put down the phone and they actually talk to you over dinner. And then the very next week, it's slamming doors and sullen no talkies. And I hate you, Dad. Souths, 7 losses in a row. Is Wayne Bennett a crap coach all of a sudden? Oh, don't be ridiculous. Of course not. However, if it was any other coach with that record, we'd all be calling for his head. Titans, 1 win in 8. Just losers. Lovable losers, though, because the Warriors get them on Saturday, and then again before season's end. Bend over, smack, whack, bum shellac, 4 more points. Thank you very much. And the Warriors, well, what can you say? Just watch that Lecker the Wrecker try over and over again. You'll never get sick of it. It'll never get old or tired. Just a magic moment in the club's history. They say in sport you got to make your own luck, and I think part of that recipe is never giving up. 4th on the table, 4-point gap back to 5th, 12 wins, 7 games left. That's the 7th win this season by 6 points or less. That stat right there is a huge part of the reason as to why the club is having such a gangbusters season.
Devlin.
Big League Tuesday continues. It's time for
Glass half full.
Lachlan stepping in for Gunny this week. 6 again, we call it. 6 different situations, scenarios, questions, needing answers. And you got to say, Lachlan, with your glass half full, glass half empty. Yes! Let's kick it with the Warriors to make the top 4. Glass half full, glass half empty after another win against Newcastle, heading for 16. What's the magic number? 4 wins to get to 16. Glass half full, glass half empty.
Well, that's assuming that history repeats itself this year.
It's only been the last 4 years in a row.
No, well, and to be fair to you with your numbers, in 2020 there were only 20 games played by each team. The Roosters were 4th, only won 14 games. But that was, it's 14 and 6? What's that, 70% of your games?
Yeah, but I'm only tackling 21, 22, 23, 24.
No, but I'm backing you up. I'm saying that they won, because you got to win 2/3 of your games, but that's more than 2/3 what the Roosters won in 2020. Point is, I'm backing you up here. No, glass half full. The Warriors have been winning all year. They've been a little bit slippery the last few weeks. The Newcastle game, they got out of jail. The West Tigers game, I think the scoreboard flatters the Warriors a bit. Win's a win, well done, but I think it did flatter them a bit. And prior to that, and the bye before that, 2 losses. So the wheels aren't falling off. I just think that a bit off centre a little bit. But point is, they've been winning all year. There's no reason to think that they won't keep winning.
2 against the Titans to come.
Don't get complacent with the Titans game. Don't get complacent.
Glass half full, glass half empty. Nelson Asofa-Solomona banned for 2 NRL games. Straight elbow to the head of a Manly player. Glass half full, glass half empty. That is the last suspension of his career.
I don't know if he's known for suspensions, is he? He's not quite Big Jared, who I think got suspended in game number 300 when there was this big
running out with his elbow.
Celebration last year for him.
Yeah.
He got suspended in that game. I think he might have gotten sent from the field, sorry. Simbad. Glass half empty on the elbow. I don't like that at all. I think attacking players can sometimes get away with that stuff, or they at least think they can get away with it. So, no, I don't like that at all. But
Elbow's a shocker to throw. It's so dangerous,
To tell you what, that was a shoddy-looking Melbourne team on the weekend.
Oh, they were, they?
Actually, that action kind of... And there was a moment where Trent Leara had a bit of a crack at Jake Jabrojevic as well in the ruck. They just looked untidy.
That's right. Yeah, they
looked rattled.
Having said that, I really like Nelson. I love him as a player, and he's one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen in my life. He's just
unbelievable.
Enormous. And there's a great shot a few weeks ago. We had DJ on Halligan on, and he's standing next to, and just one half of his body is the whole of Daryl. He's just an enormous man. So I really like watching him play as well, because every time he gets the ball, he takes like a whole team to drag him down.
Yeah. And they've utilised him quite smartly the last few years, where he comes off the bench and he's just this battering ram, a bit like Spencer Leniu, what he is for the Roosters.
Spencer in Origin 3, yeah.
Yeah. Where was...
Sorry, I'm still still trying to find you, Spencer.
The whole New South Wales team.
Glass half full, glass half empty. That Manly and the Sharks stay in the 8. Manly beat the Storm, as you've just said. The Sharks, 2 key wins over the Dolphins and the Roosters in recent weeks. Teams that they're battling to get those top 8 spots with. So those 2 teams stay in the 8, which means the 8 stays, because Broncos and Penrith, you think, are going to be top 8 teams.
Yeah, they should, based on form. And their records are actually quite good. So Manly and the Sharks are sitting inside the 8 right now.
Yeah, and behind them,
the
Dolphins and
Cowboys?
Roosters.
Roosters, of course, Roosters. Yeah. I don't know. No one knows with these 2 teams. I think Manly on their day look better than Cronulla. Manly are very much like Brisbane, where they're very hot, looking damn good. Looking pretty damn hot in some moments.
Massively impressive win going down to... I don't care how Melbourne played. They kept them to 16 points and they disrupted them and they won the game.
They were up 16-6 in the first half, I think, Manly.
And held on.
Right. Yeah. So, no, Manly on their day, I remember round 1, they just blew the Cowboys off the park and everyone's like, holy cow, this is a premiership contender.
Yeah.
But at their worst, they look awful. I'd be more comfortable Manly holding their place in the 8, though, than Cronulla. Cronulla,
How long have we been working together and you have never said a word about Cronulla apart from
I gave them
doubt.
their flowers last year when they made the top 4 and they won a finals game. But they have been underwhelming this year, the Sharks. In moments, good, sure. I think Nico Hines, wasn't this weekend just gone, I think it was the previous weekend, had a really good performance against someone. The team escapes me.
Was it Dolphins?
My head right now. Was it the Dolphins?
Yeah.
Oh, it was the Dolphins. Yeah, sorry, you're right. And he scored 2 tries. So he had a really good game there. But you're nervous every week when you're sitting down and watching the Sharks because you don't know who's turning up.
Exactly
Manly
right.
are the same, but I think Manly at their best look better than the Sharks at their best.
Yes!
Glass half full, glass half empty. That it will be a Storm Panthers final.
I'll say glass half empty.
Okay.
I don't know. Not because I don't think it will, but I don't think you can jump to such a conclusion that it will be. I think Melbourne, based on what they showed on the weekend, and a pretty scratchy start to the season by their standards.
Yeah, same. Well, you see, I mean, if anyone's been scratchy, it's been the Panthers.
I think
from 3-1-7, they're now 9-1-7.
I would feel more comfortable about a team that has started poorly and gone on a run into the finals than a team that started had a good middle
glass half
year
full, glass half
now,
empty
but
on one of those two teams making the final. You've got to be glass half full. I think one of those names is in it. Storm or Panthers. You're going to have to beat one of the. You're going to have to beat those teams to win it, aren't you?
Well, Melbourne will have to take down one of the Raiders, the Warriors, or the Bulldogs in the first week of the finals, which I would back them to do, unless it's Canberra, because the Raiders, look at history, the Raiders have a strangely good record against Melbourne in finals and regular season. So I don't know. Glass half full on one of them probably, because I don't know what two would be in there if they weren't.
Okay.
That's a good way to word it.
Glass half full, glass half empty on the Raiders winning it all. They've won 8 in a row. And every week you just think, are they going to win again? And they win again. And they actually, even though they put on 40 points on the weekend, they looked a bit patchy.
Oh yeah. Geez, you check their pulse early on.
Yeah.
The Eels looked good.
Yeah.
And the Raiders didn't.
And that sort of tackle in the air was probably the turning point of it.
Then they ran away with it and put 40 on them. I think so. They've probably been the most consistent team because
they've won 8 in a row.
Yeah, well, yeah. And the Bulldogs have wobbled a bit the last few weeks, just like Melbourne, really.
I've accused the Bulldogs of being a bit like the All Blacks. They've been really good at times, and they've been really scratchy
You know what
at
their
times.
problem has been, which you and Gunny covered last week, so I'm not breaking new ground here, is they've been trying to force Lachlan Galvin into their team and trying to move pieces. It's a bit like the All Black backline when Christian Cullen was put at centre,
That was a genius move, wasn't it?
Well, that was because there was so much talent, but you couldn't fit it into a limited number of positions, right? I don't know. I was a kid. I was really young.
And John
at the time.
Mitchell telling him that he has to go back and learn how to carry the ball properly. It's Christian Cullen, Mitch.
Yeah.
It's Cully.
Anyway, back to 2025. That was the Bulldogs' problem when they just, Galvin again played on the weekend. They need to somehow overcome that, whatever they do. But what was your question again? I don't even know if you had one. I think I answered your question. Then we started talking about the Dogs, didn't we?
Glass half full, glass half empty. That Des dragged them out of the shower. Hasler and his Titans hand them the wooden spoon now.
We'll see this weekend. Who knows? They turned up to Mount Smart last year and won.
Yeah, they did.
On Anzac Day, was it?
And they put 60 on the Warriors last year.
Yeah, it was after. Remember the Warriors won those 3 games in a row, and then there was that game against Melbourne, and they were up 14-0 against Melbourne, then they ended up losing 38-24, I think it was. The next week was when the Titans beat them by 60.
But they bounced back from that to beat the Broncos, the following week. Yeah. Glass half full, glass half empty. Your Broncos making the top 4.
Oh, based on the numbers, I'd have to be glass half empty because we've got to make up 4 points. That was our chance in the weekend with the way things went against the Knights for the Warriors, because the Broncos got 2 from the bye. So all of a sudden, if the Warriors drop that game, Brisbane are only 2 points back. And then
but this is the best bit about Brisbane now. This is the best bit about Brisbane. So now Brisbane, there's the expectation back on. When you'd lost all of those games, 5 out of 6 games or something, and you hated them, you weren't watching and everything, there's no expectation.
No. Rewind. This was a rewind. I didn't hate them, okay? I was annoyed. I was frustrated.
You said you're having a break from the relationship.
I said I will never stop supporting this club. They are my team until I die. I love them to bits. However, at this moment in time, I need to stop watching them live. I'm not spending my Friday nights or my Saturday nights or my Sunday afternoons live watching them. I'll look at the result. Oh, they've won? Great, I'll go back and watch. They've lost? Is it a close loss? Okay, I might watch the highlights. Have they been dicked? No, I'm not watching that. Why would I put myself through that?
A relationship is for better or worse, mate. You're meant to actually go...
Well, guess what happened? I still watched every game. It doesn't matter. I've still... like the Bulldogs game a couple of weeks ago is a prime example because we were absolute dog... I won't say that, but we were poor, really poor early on, and I was just, because I was house sitting for mum and dad and pacing around the lounge, my dog's going nuts because I'm going nuts. I'm just like, what the heck's going on? Then we ended up winning, so it was all right. Point is, no, Brisbane I don't think will make the top 4 because there's too much ground to make up. And we do have 2 games against Melbourne.
Glass half empty, glass half full, final one.
Don't know if we're winning both of those.
On you praising the Warriors, praising their season, and wanting the Warriors to win it all.
What more do you want me to say?
No,
that last bit. No, that last. Come on, Martin, wake up. But I have been giving them their props this year. I have been praising the Warriors for the season they've had because it's been a great season.
Outstanding.
Outstanding. I think Andrew Webster is an amazing coach. I've got a bit of a man crush on Andrew Webster. I really love this coach.
Overcoming injuries to really key players.
Oh, okay.
And then Leck of the Wrecker has got to be one of the finds of the season, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's some really great young talent coming through for the Warriors who have been given more minutes this year, which has been great to see. Leck has had a great... I mean, we saw a lot of this talent, it was touted, if you will, last year or even the year before for some of them. The injury bug for the Warriors, it's picked up the last few weeks because you don't have Mitch Barnett, you don't have Chance Nickel-Klukstar, and obviously Metcalf. I still think Tanner Boyd's a pretty good replacement, despite what happened on the weekend. But prior to that, you got away with a little bit with injuries. Now, I'm not saying Brisbane didn't, for example. We haven't really had the injury bug. But you look at the Dolphins, for example. They've been missing a ton of players this year. The Bulldogs, for a while, were missing a lot of players. No. I'm just saying that don't sit there and say injuries have played a part. Or injuries have done anything. You want
the Warriors to win the competition?
I don't want them to win the comp. But I will praise them for a good season. Well done, Warriors. Genuinely well done. It's wonderful to see because part of me is patriotic because it is a Kiwi club. And I do love that a lot of Kiwis are coming up and a lot of young Kiwi players are looking good because the Warriors have a responsibility to grow New Zealand rugby league talent. And so, for example, that new base in Queensland that they've built up is great to see. Yep. So, no, well done. They're not winning the premiership because I still think they're a couple of pegs below Melbourne, Penrith, the Dogs, probably Canberra because Ricky Stewart's a premiership winning coach and he's been around for so long and he's had this playing group for a long time. Then again, Canberra, hard to predict. So they're not winning the premiership. They could get to the grand final for sure. They'll finish in the top 4. So well done. That's all I'll say. And that's a lot. Come on.
We'll take that.
You would never say all that about the Broncos, would you?
I'm happy to accept that and put a full stop at the end of that.
This is the DSPN.